Take me back. Fill me in. What was it like then? What it's like now, and the hopes and promises of all those tomorrows to come.
Chaos, lack of self-control, doing things that I never thought that I would be capable of doing, all the while pleading with myself not to make these choices. This one thing, heroin, was ruling me in every nook and cranny. I spent 10 years in active use. It started with a prescription from my doctor, surgery after surgery, no real indication on what kind of side effects would happen, the weight of opiates. One day they ripped my prescription away from me, and I was faced with my first bout of withdrawals, and it was the most debilitating thing I've ever experienced. And it led me down the path of eventually trying to find the prescriptions that I had on the streets. When those weren't available, I ended up turning to heroin. When it really just kind of spiraled, I could not find my footing at all. I isolated, I pushed away all of my supports. I lied, stole, cheated, sold my soul and my body to meet my needs. Birthed a innocent baby boy with his own set of withdrawals because I couldn't find the will to conquer that demon, even though I desperately was pleading with myself to. Fast forward to a time where I thought that I was okay, got things together a little bit, and the world came crumbling back down. And I ended up overdosing multiple occasions to the point where my son actually found me and Narcaned me. And I exist because of him, and I'm grateful that he knew what to do and was able to act in such a really scary, scary situation. And that was my breaking point. That was my darkest moment. Waking up in the hospital, not understanding what took place, and then being met with Child Protective Services saying, "Hey, you're not safe to be his mom," and so they took my life away from me. And that was when I knew that I needed to do something different. He doesn't have anybody else but me, and so that was like, okay, this is real now. It's time to make some changes. They got me into intensive IOP treatment. I was doing that 7 days a week, and I had family members who were able to take my son, give him love, support, and not shame me and talk poorly. Like, I knew that he was not going to come back with a skewed view of me. They kept instilling hope, and that, you know, your mom's trying, she's doing the best that she can do, and she's going to get there. She's going to get there. She's doing this for you. I had friends that dropped everything to make sure that I got to every single urine screen. The amount of people that have forgiven me for lying to their face and just being not my best self, and still continue to love me to this day, is a big reason why I'm going on 4 years recovery here. I finally reached the point where it doesn't creep into my brain as much. You know, the first year is always the hardest, and I used a lot of art to get out my feelings. That first year, really had to check in with myself and figure out how to navigate the world again without substance. 10 years is a long time to be escaping your brain and your heart. And, you reach that really clear head, and then it all comes crashing at you like the biggest tidal wave, and it's suffocating. But with supports and finding outlets to get those feelings out of your body and process through those experiences and the whys of what brought you to use in the first place. And then you get to a point where you don't really think about it as much, and it's just, it's always there. I'm always going to be somebody who is a recovering addict of heroin. That's my kryptonite. But I no longer crave it. I no longer fantasize about it. I no longer, have those, I don't yearn for it like I used to. And a lot of people helped me get to that point.
What does recovery look like for you now?
I'm liberated. I get to use my experiences and my stories working in harm reduction to show people that you can come from a lot of really dark corners. It doesn't have to define who you are. It is possible to get out of it. It's possible to forgive yourself. It's possible to love yourself and accept love. I get to love people with my darkness and share that darkness and make sure that people aren't alone and be the person that I needed at my darkest days.
So with all of these wonderful gifts that keep coming up for you in your life, what are some of the things that you do to keep yourself grounded and mindful of the better places?
I do a lot of art therapy, whether it's tattooing myself or creating on paper. I do a lot of connecting with nature, connecting with people that love me in all of my shades of colors. I do a lot of checking in with myself, journaling, really being honest with where I'm at, what I'm feeling, why I'm feeling that way. Art is also a form of meditation for me. I do a lot of breath work while I'm creating, and I feel like I disconnect from everything and really connect with myself. I kind of give a little bit of myself in each piece of my art, but really it's not isolating, it's not hiding, it's not running away, it's facing and reaching out a hand for supports. And yeah. Adventures out in the day and reminding myself I was out paddleboarding, and this is just a snapshot to remind me of a day that I felt really strong. Sometimes it's reminding myself to go with the flow, and again with the whimsical. Sometimes it is about that deep connecting love. That doesn't always work out, but that's okay. Sometimes it's a little fucked up, and you remember the demons that tried to chew you up, but you didn't let them. sometimes you have to look at yourself really real and understand yourself a little bit deeper and look at the pain face on and move through it. Sometimes the pages are yet to be determined. There's more reminders. This one's unfinished, but I'm excited for that one. And this one is the one that I'm really proud of. I spent 8 hours connecting with myself, and as I'm drawing this, each little scribble, I'm looking at my hands as I'm drawing, and instead of looking at it with hate and all those nasty things that either somebody has told me or I told myself all these years, and I looked at myself with so much love and empathy and pride, and through each one of these, I was going through the colors of the chakras and reciting things that I am, things that I feel, things that I do, things that I love, things that I speak, things that I know, things that I understand. And I woke up today feeling really, even though I slept 0 hours, but I woke up today feeling very recharged and grateful that I woke up and grateful that I am who I am. I think that's it.
Thank you for sharing that.
Thanks for letting me.